committee meetings because her mom made her. Does that sound familiar to anyone out there that's ever had a mom? Yeah, I know, I was one of those kids too. Sophie has raised over $700 for her team and for Relay today.
My girl!
Sophie, earlier today at the opening ceremony that most of you were at, also know that she was given a couple awards from the councilman and was given a lot of credit. And when I was at my last committee meeting, I was asking the committee members for someone to speak other than me because I know I would be talking all day, which you guys know that's true too. I have been talking all day. Sophie, after the meeting, got in the car and volunteered to take this on and wanted to share her story and wanted to have a chance to tell why it is that she relays. So I'm here to introduce Sophie, and she's going to read. Please don't break the glow sticks. I can see you. Thank you. So give Sophie a chance. And this is the Luminary ceremony. So it's a chance for us to think about those that we know that have battled against cancer, that have won the battle, and those that we have lost. So take it, Sophie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sophie Word. I'm 10 years old. I am a cancer caregiver, and this is my story. I was only 9 years old when I found out my mom had cancer. In November 2011, my mom told me she had stage 3 breast cancer. I was in shock and very surprised. Her chemotherapy was very rough, but I helped her along the way. I showed my support towards my mom by giving her gifts and giving her positive thoughts. I really cared about my mom and tried to help her as much as possible. On the last day of chemotherapy, my mom was very glad. After school ended the next day, my mom had her surgery. When I visited my mom in the hospital, I was kind of scared. I was also kind of glad because I knew cancer would end soon. After her surgery, my mom was in pain, but I comforted her and tried to help her along the way by making her smile. My mom couldn't do as many fun things over the summer like my family usually does, but it was okay. All we cared about was my mom's health. After cancer ended, my mom was healing, and I was super glad cancer was over. The cancer treatment took patience, but altogether my family helped my mom. I am so glad my mom is a cancer survivor. Today is a special day for my mom and I. The day after the last day of school in 2012, my mom had surgery. The day after the last day of school this year, we are celebrating No Cancer by participating in Relay for Life. Thank you, Mom, for getting throughout the rough year. I love you, Mom. Thank you for listening to my story. We are gathered here tonight to honor, support, and remember our loved ones who fought cancer or lost their battle. This is a time for us to grieve for those we've lost. It's a time for us to reflect on how the disease has touched each of us personally. And it's a time for us to look inside ourselves with quiet reflection and find hope. Because no matter what our experience with cancer has been, we all share the hope that we will one day live in a world where our children and their children will never have to hear the words, "You have cancer." Our track is illuminated by Luminaria. Each one represents a treasured relationship. They represent people, and each has a name and story to tell. They are our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our sons, our daughters, our friends, and our loved ones. As they glow through the night, they represent our shared vision with a cancer-free future. We love the people these Luminaria represent. We remember them, celebrate them, and fight back against the disease for them. Please join me in that.
Okay, you're doing a great job, Sophie, but there's a little change here. We actually have a video that we've been working on thanks to John and Ari. So we would like this moment to take a moment to watch the video. And then what's going to happen afterwards is Sophie and I are going to invite you to join us in a lap around the track in silence in honor of those who have lost the battle to cancer and cannot be with us today, but are here in spirit. And we're going to ask you at that point to break your glow sticks. So please do not break the glow sticks until we invite you for the walk in silence. And then after the walk of silence, we continue to relay until the next morning. Thank you.